Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive on a really crucial piece of hardware.
Hmm.
It's the Thor broadcast Spartan-1. And it's basically the bridge between old school broadcast gear and modern IP streaming.
Yeah, and our mission here is to look past just the specs. The price point is interesting. It lists for $1,350, but you see it selling for around $895.
Right.
And the sources coming from HDTV, Supply Strategic Partnerships, sort of tell you who this is for. Pros.
Professionals, absolutely.
Oh, and you got to love the fun detail. Their support line.
What about it?
It's branded Wolfpack. 833 Wolfpack.
That's memorable.
Definitely not consumer here.
No. So let's get into it. It's a single channel encoder, but the inputs are, well, they're extremely generous. You've got one HDMI, one CVBS, and one SDI.
Yep.
It feels like a universal translator. Why pack all of that into one box?
That's the key right there. You
Oh.
hit it. It's for places that have, a mix of old and new equipment.
Oh.
HDMI is everywhere, but CVBS, that's the oldest analog format. You still find it on legacy cameras and things like that.
Exactly. And then SDI is the pro standard, which you need here for TS to IP streaming. It lets the box talk to literally anything.
Flexibility is huge.
Yep.
So let's talk about constraints then. The encoding is H.264, which is, the industry workhorse.
Sure.
It takes in up to 1080p at 60 frames, but the output stream is capped at 1080p 30. In a world chasing 4K, is it a limitation?
I'd say it's a deliberate choice
Really?
for stability.
For stability and efficiency.
Yeah.
H.264 at 1080p 30 is that perfect balance of quality and manageable processing for continuous low-latency streaming.
Got it.
And crucially, it handles the audio you need, AAC, AC3, and the closed captions, EIA 608 and 708. You can't stream professionally without that stuff.
Right, the compliance. And managing all this seems surprisingly easy. There's a web interface, but also a tiny little LCD panel right on the unit.
And that management setup is one of the most professional parts. It has two separate Ethernet ports.
Each with its own IP, I saw that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One port is just for the data, pushing out the video stream. The other, the NMS port, is purely for monitoring and control.
So you can't accidentally mess up the stream while you're changing a setting.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's compartmentalized.
Yeah.
It prevents disruption to the mission-critical output.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The dual streaming modes, the specs are totally different if you're on a local network, a LAN, versus the public internet.
They absolutely are. It's two different worlds. Inside your own network, bandwidth is, controlled. It's plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
So you use UDP or RTP, and you can push the bitrate all the way up to 14 megabits per second, just for pristine internal quality.
But the second you go out to the WAN, the bitrate gets cut almost in half.
Precisely. Because on the public internet, the game changes. It's all about reliability and platform compatibility.
You switch protocols.
You switch to HLS, RTMP, things designed for lower latency, and getting along with YouTube and Facebook. That's why the bitrate is capped at 8 Mbps. It's optimizing for two completely different realities.
And this isn't just a one-off device, is it? It's part of a whole ecosystem.
Right. The sources mention the Spartan-2, the Maggot 4, even a massive 24-channel unit.
The HHD Performance 24.
Yeah, that one. This whole product line is about one thing.
The migration.
The great migration. The sources mention TVs over COPS or IP. That phrase says it all. It's the shift from old-school coaxial cable to flexible IP networks.
So when we boil it all down for you, the Spartan-1 is this super reliable, versatile tool.
A Swiss Army knife for video.
Yeah. It takes any input you have, analog, digital, broadcast, and turns it into a stable H.264 stream that's perfectly tuned for either internal use or the public web.
Like a classic piece of necessary infrastructure.
Dang.
But I do have one final thought for you to chew on.
Okay, let's hear it.
We've gone deep into bitrates, protocols, interfaces, all this complex stuff. But the sources, for all their technical detail, miss something basic.
What's that?
They provide zero guidance, not even a phonetic hint on how to pronounce that word we just used. Coax.
That is fantastic. So coaxial cable, the very foundation of the old way of doing things.
Is just assumed knowledge, while every single data pathway is mapped out in excruciating detail.
It just goes to show sometimes the simplest, most human details are the ones left off the spec sheet.